Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the gymnastics Olympic trials, and now we need to switch into talking about the WNBA. So this year's WNBA season has been very different from other seasons with its increased viewership and variety of talent and rookies. But this year also marks something different, the speed at which league records are being broken. I feel like after every game there's some sort of record that has been broken by a rookie or well-known player, and it's not just an individual record like a high-scoring game, it's a whole league record. So in this segment we're going to talk about some records that have been broken this past couple of weeks that have put a change and effect on the league. Before we actually get started, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. This also puts your questions and comments at the top of the list so that they get read on the air and you can have that interactive aspect of the GSMC Sports Network. Also, I wanted to remind you guys to make sure you stay till the end of the show to hear about the Dow Championships that finished up this weekend. Now that we got that out of the way, let's actually start talking about some records being broken. So the first record I wanted to talk about was something that's been huge in the media for a while, viewership records. On Wednesday, June 19th, the Indiana Fever broke the NBA TV viewership record for a single matchup. Their Wednesday night game against the Washington Mystics peaked at 566,000 views, averaging 460,000 viewers. That counts for NBA TV's largest audience in network history for a WNBA game. The Fever have been the most viewed team in the league, mainly because of Caitlin Clark attracting major audiences during home and away games. Also, back in April, the WNBA draft broke another TV viewership record, drawing in 2.45 million people. That's a dang lot of people. But it was the game last Sunday that really broke records. The Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky went head-to-head, and according to ESPN, it was the most viewed WNBA game across all networks in the past 23 years. The game averaged 2.3 million viewers, with the broadcast peaking at 3.3 million people watching from home, as compared to the Sky Fever game broadcasted on CBS Sports and Paramount Plus, which drew a peak of 3 million viewers a week prior. Now let's talk about the next record that I wanted to mention. The Las Vegas Aces dominated the Minnesota Lynx on Wednesday, winning 80-66. A'ja Wilson recorded her fifth consecutive 20-point, 10-rebound game with 29 points and 15 rebounds, breaking the WNBA record for the longest streak in history. The previous record of 4 straight such performances was held twice by Sylvia Fowles and once by Tina Charles and Gloria Johnson, respectively. This was Wilson's 81st career double-double, which ranks 4th among active players. Wilson not only played offensively very well, she also had notable performances defensively, setting rebounding and blocking records. Wilson finished the game with 15 rebounds, which means she has 10 or more rebounds in 5 straight games, the longest active streak in the league. WNBA legend Candace Parker is the only player with more consecutive double-digit rebound performances with 12. Additionally, Wilson has blocked at least 1 shot in 14 games, the longest active streak in the WNBA as well. Wilson always makes history in every game she plays, being one of the best players in the league, hands down. But that game was a game where her stats were just flying off the charts. This was a great game for Wilson, and you can't argue with stats, so it's become more clear after this game that she is literally one of the best players in the league. The next record I need to mention is from Diana Taurasi. The Phoenix Mercury star has played in the WNBA for 20 years now, known for her willingness to do literally whatever it will take to win. Along her illustrious journey, Taurasi has broken record after record in both league and franchise history, doing it once again against the Los Angeles Sparks on Friday. In the Mercury's 92-78 win over the Sparks, Taurasi shot 5 for 8, or 62.5% from 3. The 80th time she has scored 5 or more three-pointers in a game. Continuing to set the standard in the WNBA, she has 50 more games with this achievement attached than Katie Smith, who is number 2 in league history with 30. Out of the gate, Taurasi was a perfect 3 for 3 from deep in the fourth quarter as she and Sparks star Darica Hamby were in the middle of a 3-point shootout. Hamby was 4 for 4 from 3 at one stage of the game and finished with 29 points. So far this season, the two-time WNBA champion Taurasi is piling on a huge list of records that she has shattered. She became only the third player in WNBA history to reach 300 wins, surpassing Michael Jordan for most 20-plus point games in WNBA and /NBA history over the age of 40, becoming the oldest player to score 30-plus points in a game at 42 years old, and has collected 500 steals in her career. Also, as we know, she has the most experience as an Olympian on this year's roster. So when reflecting on the integral of the three-pointer is to her game, Taurasi talked about her utilizing this ability to the fullest extent she can. She said, quote, "I've always shot a lot of threes, but I think as you evolve or get older, you kind of have to find ways to leverage what you are good at. I've really taken a step back and tried to figure out how to make the game easier for myself and for my teammates. Catch and shoot threes, quick rips. So the rim and three are two things that make it easier for you and your teammates. Those are two things that when I am playing a game, I try to seek those things out and go from there." Unquote. Being able to witness some of the NBA's best while he was an assistant coach in the past, Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts believes Taurasi is one of the best basketball players in general, that's including WNBA and the NBA. Tibbetts said, quote, "I heard the next closest was 30, which is just crazy to even think about. She's up there with the best. I spent 8 years in Portland with Damian Lillard, and the way he worked each and every day is a lot like how DT or Diana Taurasi goes to work. There's a guy, Steph Curry, in Golden State that swept us 4 times and can shoot it pretty good, but I'll put her up against anyone. She finds them in different ways. It's catch and shoot, off the bounce. She says it all the time. It's like every game there's a new record, so it's credit to her and her longevity. It's very impressive," unquote. Also, last week, the day before Friday, Caitlin Clark made history during Thursday's game against the Seattle Storm. You literally cannot talk about a record being broken without mentioning Caitlin Clark. That is just like a fact. Like, you cannot. So Clark became the fastest player in league history to record 300 points, 100 assists, and 100 rebounds. Clark took 19 games to reach this record. This is an incredible accomplishment for Clark as it highlights her all-around game. Becoming the first player in WNBA history to reach any achievement is already impressive, but an accomplishment that includes points, rebounds, and assists is even more special. While everybody knows about Clark's deep shooting ability, she is already one of the best passers in the league. Averaging 6.6 assists per game entering play on Thursday, Clark ranked 4th in the WNBA in this category and 1st among rookies. A lot of haters say she's a ball hog, and I never understood that argument because just look at her rebound and recorded assist. Like, I don't know. I will never understand the argument because I'm like, you can't argue with stats when it comes I don't know. I never understood it. Like, I'm like, yeah, she takes a shot when she can finish it. Don't get me wrong. But that's what you have to do. Like, take a shot, you make it, and you pass the ball. Like, she does both. Like, amazing. So during the game against the Storm, Clark shot 4 of 9 from the field for 15 points against the Storm, while going 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. She also had 6 rebounds and 7 assists. The other fastest player to get these stats at 300, 100, and 100 were Andrea Stinson in 22 games. Shannon Johnson also in 22 games, and Cynthia Cooper in 23 games. So compared to 22 games, like, it is insane how she has gotten this in 19 games. Like, that is like a huge difference. I'm telling you, Clark is something else in the league. A record that was made by another leading rookie in the WNBA is from Angel Reese, where she notched her 10th consecutive double-double and set a new single-season WNBA record against the Minnesota Lynx Sunday afternoon. It was a roller coaster fourth quarter for Reese. She entered the fourth quarter with 7 points and 10 rebounds, but missed several layup attempts to creep closer to the record. Finally, with 40 seconds to go, Reese got a shot to drop to put her at 9 points. Then, 17 seconds later, Reese was a victim of a loose ball foul and went to hit the free throw line. She hit the second foul shot, securing her 10th double-double. Candace Parker set the previous record with 9 straight double-doubles in 2015. So beating Parker is a huge accomplishment, and it really gets a lot of clout behind your name. Reese could have another major record to her name by the season's end. She's on pace to shatter Yolanda Griffith's record for most offensive rebounds in a single season. Griffith pulled down 162 offensive boards in 2001. After Sunday games, Reese has 81 offensive rebounds in 17 games, which puts her on track for 190 this year. Like, oh my gosh, like, that's insane. Like 190, I don't know, like that, I'm sorry, I'm always gonna be like shocked by that. If she reaches that, I will, geez, I'm telling you, I truly believe that Clark and Reese are the best rookies in the league. They're just like, they're making history every single game, and you can't deny that. So we're now going to move into the next segment. Of course, there are so many more records I would like to talk about in this WNBA season, but these were just some that really stood out to me. And if you guys enjoyed this segment, let me know in the comments if you would like to see me talk about some other standout records being broken this year. So and now let's transition to the next segment where we recap the track and field Olympic trials. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more.